this is a cocktail competition about Ruby. If someone comes with a cocktail that doesn't understand that what Ruby is, or how it's made, or what it's about, or its flavor profiles, is not going to get very far with me, personally. I think that the real challenge and the exercise here is to make a drink that is a Ruby cocktail, and using quite a bit of Ruby. If someone has a bar spoon of Ruby, I'm probably going to be like, could be a fantastic drink. Ruby is a fantastic modifier, but for me, I would rather see more attention and more effort put onto that. Like I am a big fan of lower proof cocktails. I am a fan of kind of switching around the ratios, and I would like to see people do that, and particularly build on the different flavor profiles of what they find in Ruby. I don't want someone just to be like, rhubarb. I want to be like, okay, so when you taste this, what are your tasting notes? Do you taste like rose petals? Do you taste like perhaps like vanilla frosting, or what have you? There's all these different tasting notes that I find in it, and I would like to see people build onto that and use other things to bring out those maybe perhaps more subtle tasting notes.
When I'm judging competitions, obviously the flavor profile of the cocktail, the complexity of the cocktail, how the ingredients work together. Frequently I think bartenders try and do too much. Sometimes simple and elegant is better than 17 ingredients and a fancy garnish. And so I like to look for cohesiveness. Everything should make sense.
I can only judge with two things on my mind, and that is ultimately the creativity and the flavor of the cocktail in itself. But the second thing is the experience that the bartender gives me during that process. If I don't know what I'm drinking, if I haven't been given the story or the thought behind it, I will understand the drink that much less. So for me, bring me an experience, bring me a great cocktail.
We're looking for that spark and that energy behind the bar. Getting your personality across, it's really important, as well as making a brilliant drink. And using Ruby is a fantastic ingredient to use in cocktails because the flavour comes through so much. So you want to make sure that when you're creating your drinks that the spirit, the liqueur that you're doing the competition for is forefront in your drink. But having a little bit of a backstory, having a bit of a chat behind the bar, and having good bar technique.
My advice would be be yourself. Be the person that you normally are behind the bar. Treat the judges like you would treat your own customers. And I would say that make a smart drink, a drink that uses obviously the ingredient wisely. Know a bit about the product, know a bit about the story. Try and incorporate that into the name of the drink. Once the drink is done, once the balance is done, just try and be yourself. Don't be anybody different than you are on a normal day. That would be my advice.
You're going to be entering a competition. Read the rules. A lot of people get disqualified ahead of time for not reading the rules and not following the cocktail competition guidelines ahead of time. 2, get creative. Look at what cocktail the brand is really looking to have. Is it a really creative, over-the-top competition with your own made syrups and infusions, or are they looking for something that can be replicated at a lot of different bars? Do your research on the brand. If it's a competition that's been around for a few years, do your research on the winners from the past years, and also what was being done in the past years, because you don't want to replicate anything. You don't want to make the same exact cocktail with the same liqueurs as the year before, because that's not going to win. Number 3 is just practice your inner monologue. You can't make the cocktail over and over and practice that way. Have bullet points, what you're going to say. Practice making the drink once or twice, and then execute it when you get up there. Number 4, you are going to shake. You're going to be nervous and you're going to be jittery. That's not necessarily nerves, that's adrenaline. Okay, it happens to me every time I've ever competed, and it's a good thing. Let that adrenaline rush through you, and always smile. People forget to smile and bring out their personality when they get on the stage, and just pretend like you're talking to anybody that you're making a drink for. But I can say that you don't have to win a competition for it to be beneficial. There are always media there. You get free products. There's great stuff there. I mean, build your home bar because you have a few bottles from a competition. Network at them. Meet other bartenders. Some of my best friends in the industry I met through competitions. I think, if anything, that's winning, because those are lifelong friends and lifelong networks that I'm going to keep for forever. So it's not about winning, it's about how you play the game.